Hey, what's up guys? So I just finished a transmission swap into my 67 Mustang. Pulled out the old 3-speed C4 and installed a 4r70w out of a 2002 V6 Mustang. This has gotten to be a pretty popular swap amongst classic Mustang enthusiasts like myself. The main reason being 4r70 is a 4-speed. I run 411 gears out back, and with that 3-speed, not very pleasant at highway speeds. So this new transmission, I have taken it for a test drive, and it's fun on the highway to say the least now. So let me get this thing in the air and I'll show y'all a little bit more. Okay, so this transmission does mate up directly to a small block Ford. You will require some longer bell housing bolts. I think the ones that I bought were about 3/4 of an inch longer than the stock ones. It also requires a 164 tooth flex plate and the associated starter index plate. So I did have to make that swap. Also, I'm not running the stock torque converter. I'm running a 3200 stall billet converter from Circle D. The reason being I run a highly modified 351 Windsor, and it's just better mated to my engine combination. I'm also not running the stock valve body. I have a manual valve body from Silver Fox. Basically, I have a B&M Quicksilver ratchet shifter, and I'm gonna shift this car like it's a manual. So the reason I want to do this video is there's this misconception that this transmission will not work with long tube headers, and that's not true. So these are 351 Windsor 67 Mustang swap headers. They're the Super Competition 6208s from Hooker. They're 1 3/4 primaries, 3-inch collectors, and it clears everything on the transmission. So the only place I ran into fitment issues was with the shift lever and the shifter cable bracket. These came with a kit that I ordered from B&M that's made specifically for this transmission, and this lever here, the stock one, was hitting the collector. So I made a new one out of aluminum. And if you have to do something like this, just make sure the total length of travel of this lever from park to first matches the total length of travel of the shift lever with your shifter. I found this out the hard way, and basically I could not engage first gear because my total length of travel was 2 1/4 inches. The one required by the shifter was 2 inches. So once I modified that, everything's good now. So I also swapped out the stock pan for this one from Dorman just to give me a drain plug. Transmission cross member is from Ron Morris. It fit just fine. I did order the stock V6 Mustang oil filler tube and dipstick, which you can't see, but it fits just fine. And also, because this transmission is longer than the C4, I had to have my drive shaft shortened by 1/2 inch. And also, when I bought this transmission, it did not come with the slip yoke. So I ordered this one from Spicer, went ahead and changed the seal out while I was at it. And yeah, I think that about covers everything under here. So I'll get back in the car and show y'all what I'm using to engage overdrive and lock up the converter on this thing. All right, so for my application, for this transmission swap, because I did not use an electronic controller, I had to have a way of energizing the solenoids for both overdrive and the converter lockup. So what I did, I ordered these little push buttons from Billet Automotive Buttons. They're a company out of Australia. They do have backlighting so you can see them easier at night. And also, I went ahead and installed these little LEDs so I will know when I have either of those engaged. And the main reason is the way this works. Once you're in third gear, you hit the overdrive button. Now you're in overdrive. Well, if you forget that you're in overdrive and you downshift from third to second, you can damage the transmission. So I installed those, hopefully to prevent me from ever doing that. So anyways, I hope this video was helpful for some of y'all who's considering this swap. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments. I can provide part numbers on pretty much everything I had to do to make this swap happen. So and hopefully the next couple days the weather here in Southeast Texas gets a little better, and I'll actually be able to give you guys some footage of me driving on the interstate. So yeah, this transmission out on the interstate, it's a lot of fun now. So